Hello and welcome to wenll's Guide to DPS Scene MSV Heroic 10-man as a hunter. So the main difference from 10-man to normal is whichever dog is empowered, you want to, there will be like crystals for each dog, and whichever dog is currently empowered, you want to grab the crystal of whoever is empowered so that you take like reduced damage from having the crystal on you. You'll get a stacking debuff on yourself, and basically what you have to do is you have to run across the tiles on either side of the room that are not currently lit up, and as you run across, you'll drop your stacks. Like you see 3, like I'm dropping my stack 3, 2, 1, 0. So you'll drop your stacks, and as you're dropping your stacks, you're lighting up the tiles, and the more tiles you light up, the greater the buff you get. You can see we're at 107 stacks right now, the buff. Usually once you hit about 100 stacks, you can go ahead and stop dropping tiles. But that's pretty much the only difference on Heroic, is you're just picking up the color of whoever's empowered. And you do that so that you take reduced damage from the debuff and running tiles. And that way you're able to get increased damage on the bosses. And then occasionally they'll go ahead and wipe out the tiles and reset them. And when that happens, you just go and run tiles again until you get 100 stacks. As far as the mechanics of all the bosses and stuff, basically you can tell who is empowered by, there's a resource bar kind of below my health and next to where all the little things are. You can see it's purple right now. So there's that resource bar, and whoever is empowered will also be glowing visually. So you can see it right now, blue is currently the one who's empowered, which means I can go ahead and pick up blue in order to run blue tiles if we were not at 100 stacks. Or because blue was empowered, I could run the mines. As far as the boss's abilities themselves, purple, he will, if purple's up, there will be little purple pools. You just don't stand in those. Green, whenever green's up, he just kind of, you don't even have to worry about him. He just does constant AoE damage. Blue and red are the only two you have to worry about as a hunter, really. Blue, you can see that there's crystal mines that are placed throughout the room. So whenever blue's up, if a mine is placed near you, just make sure you're not within that dotted circle. And basically how you deal with that is whenever blue's empowered, you can run into blue, and it will explode, but you'll take 90% reduced damage and when it explodes. So that's how you go ahead and pop them, is whenever blue's empowered, you run into them, you take 90% reduced damage, and you'll be frozen for a few seconds, but that's basically how you pop them. As a hunter, you can actually use your deterrence as well whenever blue is not up, and you can just use your deterrence and run into like 2 or 3 of them in order to explode them without being frozen. You can see that hunter in front of me just went and exploded. Or actually, no, that was a druid. Okay, that was weird. But yeah, you can just use your deterrence, run into them, and they'll explode without taking damage or being frozen. Whenever fire's up, basically fire, you get chained, which he's not up on this video. You'll get a chain between you and someone else occasionally, and you just have to stay near that person until fire is empowered, and whenever fire is empowered, you just run away until you hit like 15 stacks, and then the chains will break. Just make sure that you only run away whenever he's empowered. If he's not being empowered, make sure you're within that 10-yard radius, or you'll take massive damage. So, alright, hope you found this guide helpful, and thanks for watching.